Hi, my name is Sudeep Giri, and I'm gonna be talking about Agnihotra and its solution towards beauty. So one of the important rituals in our society is Agnihotra. Most of you know it as Yajna, Puja, or Havan. Today I'm going to answer the one question that most people ask. What is the purpose of Agnihotra and how does it affect me and my surroundings? We already know that Agnihotra is used in several occasions, such as marriages, house opening ceremonies, and for all sanskars of children from when they are born to their adulthood. In general, Agnihotra is a ritual of putting ghee, firewood, food, and samagri into the Havan Kunda with a well-lit fire. This act of putting food and fuel into a fire represents the sacrifice of the material resources essential to human survival. Performing Agnihotra cleanses the mind, body, and environment. To answer this question, we must think outside the box. We all know that the earth is full of pollution in many different ways. There is air pollution, one that causes the smog we have trouble breathing in India. For example, some smog, in case some of you don't know, is basically a mix of smoke and fog in the atmosphere of most cities in the world. Nowadays, trash is recycled or put in wastelands. Because many parts of the world does not have this possibility, they dump their trash into rivers and oceans where it ruins the water supply of the people living there. A few years ago, the scientists discovered that so much trash has flowed in the ocean that there's an island of trash floating somewhere where people can literally walk on. All this pollution, this dirt on Earth's carpet, or so to speak, can be stopped by performing Agnihotra. This ritual is very powerful in the way that it does incredibly extraordinary things. If done at least twice a day during sunrise and sunset, it purifies the whole environment one step at a time. It captures the solar energy in the air and thrusts it up 12 kilometers into the biosphere. Think of the Havan Kunda as a receiver and a transmitter. It receives the solar energy and transmits it all across the environment. Now here is where the science mixes in. To understand Agnihotra, we must look thoroughly into modern combustion science. Performing Agnihotra produces fire. Fire is the combustion or oxidization of fuel. We can find this typical combustion in cars, trains, planes, and basically any engine in this world. The combustion of fuel releases the energy we see as fire. Some fuels release more energy than others. These fuels, called hydrocarbon fuels, include methane, propane, gasoline, and diesel with the range of up to 10,000 calories per gram of fuel. This measurement is referred to the calorific value of the fuel. The combustion temperature of these hydrocarbons goes up to 2,500 degrees Celsius. Cellulose, on the other hand, doesn't have a very high calorific value. Cellulose fuel includes the wood that we burn during Agnihotra. Its calorific value lies around 3,000 calories per gram of fuel because hydrocarbon fuels have only carbon and hydrogen atoms in their molecular structure, whereas cellulose fuels additionally have oxygen atoms in their molecular structure. This means that they are already oxidized, and the potential to be further oxidized during the combustion has been reduced, causing their maximum temperature to range only between 800 and 1200 degrees Celsius. Upon complete combustion, the byproducts that are released include carbon dioxide, or CO2, and water vapor. Sometimes a deficiency in the amount of oxygen, meaning unburned or partially oxidized, may lead to the byproduct of carbon monoxide, a very dangerous and poisonous substance to humans. During combustion, the temperature being as high as 2,000 degrees Celsius, nitrogen and oxygen may react to form harmful pollutants to the Earth's surface. These pollutants are the cause of the greenhouse effect. You may be wondering why it seems as if Agnihotra does more harm than good. In actuality, it doesn't do harm at all. There is something special about Agnihotra that defies the science we know today. As Maharshi Dayanand Saraswati stated in the Satya Prakash, herbal substances must be added into the Agnihotra in order to return the four properties of health-promoting, germicidal, deodorizing, and air sweetening. This can only be done with certain ingredients for this ritual. The firewood used must be of certain trees, such as from a mango tree. Adding to the fuel must be ghee, or also known as clarified butter, samagri made from the roots of herbal plants and trees, and some prasad or sweets. Because these ingredients are sterilizing and medicinally purifying, you don't have to worry about these substances upon combustion releasing intrinsic heat energy that confers with the buoyancy and aerodynamic effects to cause these vaporized fumigants to spread all throughout the room and the environment. To understand what this means, picture someone smelling chili powder. Now, picture someone putting chili into a fire. The chili is fumigated throughout the whole household and beyond. This proves that through Agnihotra, the ingredients are fumigated not just to a small area, but through a very large radius. Agnihotra not only freshens the air, but also has health benefits. The fumigated ingredients cleanses the room and the people in it. Studies show that by performing Agnihotra, the bacteria in the surrounding area is reduced by 96%. There has been a study by Lieutenant Colonel G.R. Golecha on Agnihotra where he discovered that within 8 to 15 months of treatment of performing Agnihotra, a 25-year-old officer who was on 2-year heroin drug addict became a healthy, motivated man. Colonel Golecha published his study in the Indian Journal of Psychiatry in 1987, from which he believes that Agnihotra is full of hope in this field of science. He has also conducted another study at the military hospital of Kirki, from which he published and presented his paper titled Agnihotra and the Treatment of Alcoholism at the 41st Annual Conference of Indian Psychiatric Association held at Cuttack in January 1989. Another scientist, Dr. A.G. Monkar, a microbiologist from Bombay, did a study on the effects of Agnihotra on the harmful bacteria population. After Agnihotra was performed in the same room of the bacteria, Dr. Monkar observed that microbial count was reduced by 91.4%. He was then able to prove later that within 30 to 60 minutes, Agnihotra caused the reduction of the aerial microflora such as Staphylococcus, B. subtilis, Enterococci, E. coli, Staph pyo, and pneumonia. Not only does Agnihotra reduce harmful bacteria, it also reduces the time taken for seeds to germinate and the radioactivity in the air through Agnihotra fire and ash. And yes, I did say radioactivity. In a study by Dr. B.G. Bhujbal of Pune MJP Agricultural University, he experimented on the germination of grapeseed and cuttings. He found out that even with the use of modern technology, grape seeds sprout within 300 days. When he conducted the experiment with the help of performing Agnihotra, the seeds started to sprout within 21 days. In another experiment, according to a paper by L. Matella in Poland, the soil radioactivity was reduced by sprinkling it with water solution and Agnihotra ash, which can only be observed by using PSI scales. This was done by measuring a couple of hours of radioactivity in the atmosphere and drinking water by the radiosthetics in Białystok, Poland, and then comparing it 2 weeks later with the official data of the International Atomic Energy Agency. As one Egyptian scientist confessed, there is some force that defies the laws of science at the work of the pyramid or pyramid. And just to add in, the incident at the Bhopal where there was a gas leak and there was gas and lots of people died. There was a family who did this Agnihotra inside their house, and because they did Agnihotra, it purified the air in the room, and they did not die because of it. As you can see, many scientists in the world are discovering the effects of Agnihotra on different problems of this world. Given the scientific proof, the Vedas and other sacred books also talk about the need and importance of performing Agnihotra. In the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 14, Bhagavan Shri Krishna Ji says, Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyat annasambhavaha yajjat bhavanti parjanyo yajjah karma samudbhavaha. The meaning goes as follows. All living bodies subsist on food grains, which are produced from rains. Rains are produced by performance of yajna, or sacrifice, and yajna is born of prescribed duties. This is saying that by performing this yajna, or Agnihotra, the harmful bacteria are destroyed and helps with the evaporation and pollution by ridding the atmosphere of chemicals causing the reduction of acid rain and the increase of fertile lands and healthy plants for people to harvest and eat. This type of ritual is called Rishi Yajna. In the Yajurveda, chapter 18, verse 1, it states, Hota yakshat samidhendram iraspade nabha prithivya ati divo vashman samidhyata ojishtha chashani saha vedva jasya hota yaja. It means that with Ved mantras and herbs like samagri, ghee, and other good-smelling ingredients, humans need to perform yajna to purify the environment and clouds so that the water is clean and makes humans and the environment healthy and strong. That is why the Veda says, Ayam yajjo bhuvanasya nabihi, which means that yajna, or Agnihotra, is the source and the purification of the world. Thank you.